Hello everyone and good afternoon. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another Vector 3D live stream on a casual Sunday. So we're going to be carrying on with the Darwin Evo build. And of course, I have to let you know, it's sponsored by LDO, E3D and Jo Prusa, because LDO have sent parts, E3D have sent parts, and Jo Prusa is paying me to build this machine. So that's the situation, just so you know. So last time we did this. It's starting to look like a printer now, although it is one of those printers that's quite hard to show on camera because it's mostly empty space. You try and take a photo of it and you realize you're just sort of taking a photo of the background. Yes. But it looks at least like a Darwin, which is obviously the main idea. Today, hopefully we'll go on with a bunch of the Gantry and hopefully the kind of Extruder hot end assembly. Have we got anybody here? It's a quiet one on a Sunday, isn't it? Let me know if you're chilling. Yay! 3DP Iceland, not seen you in a while, dude. Good to see you. Billy, XYZ, Domitarian, a bunch of different people. Good to see you all. And welcome if you've not been to a live stream before. So yes, I put a slightly different title on this video. I called it the 20-year-old printer build. So just for context, the Darwin was kind of the printer that started all of kind of hobbyist level 3D printing as part of the kind of rep movement idea, process, design, open source, all this kind of stuff. And this is Darwin Evo, which I've kind of redesigned for current technologies, etc. You in the last one, you just didn't say anything. Well, welcome. Welcome anyway. Good to have you back, I suppose, is the appropriate term there. So, the way we're doing this, because there isn't any instructions, is via the CAD. This is the situation. This is the kind of design we're hoping to achieve by the end. And most of this is kind of in a sort of assembly order. So it kind of starts with the frames and the Z-axis and stuff. And eventually we'll kind of sort of move on to the reinforcement around the edges. There's lots of obviously mates and stuff in here as well. And then eventually in here somewhere we should see the gantry appear. Feet. More feet. Bed. We're not doing the bed just yet. This is the Y assembly which we did last time, and there's the gantry. So that's what the gantry looks like, and that's what we're going to try and build today. If I can remember how it all goes together. Yeah, I can. It's pretty easy. So, yeah, that's the plan. I don't know how long we'll be streaming. Just wanted a little bit of extra time because we've had some delays on the project. It was like a week late at the beginning because I'm at the hill. And then there was another week because I was in hospital. Well, I wasn't. Don't worry, I was not actually in hospital. I was just visiting. But on that day, I then couldn't do the live stream. So, a couple of weeks behind where we wanted to be. Well, where I wanted to be. So yeah, doing a nice little Sunday one to do a little bit of catch up. We also did lots of heatset inserts at the end of the last stream. So hopefully not going to be having to do any of that today. Not because I don't want to, but because I know it kind of slows the stream down a bit. And hopefully we can make lots of progress. It'll be entertaining and fun for everyone to watch. So I think this is the bits that we kind of need next, mostly sort of ish. I've only bagged them up because these are the ones I did the heatset insert parts in. And I thought once I got them all out, it felt a bit silly to put them all back in the box and mix them all up again. We may need this. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, or that, or that. I might need this. I'm hoping we'll be able to do the kind of stealth burner, hot end extruder assembly doodads today as well. Don't know. We'll see how far we get. As I said, heats and inserts are done, so assembly shouldn't be too bad. We do need to grab a bunch of parts out of here, though. Which, again, is not at all organised. Only because this is just kind of how I organise projects. I mean, organise. Everything is here, and it's just in the box in the order it arrived. So, obviously that's not necessarily a really a project-specific order. It's just a shipping and when I ordered it sort of order. Might need this, might need this, might need this. That's the screws and stuff. There is a printer printing in the background. I'm hoping you can't hear it. I do have like noise cancellation and stuff on the mic, so hopefully that's not going to be bothering anyone. That's that, that's that, that's that. It's PTFE tube and wires, and I mean we might get that far. Shrink, screen, sticky tubes. What am I looking for? Oh, hot end, I suppose. We're going to need the Revo because we're doing the hot end that's going on here. Carriage, we need belts, we need some pulleys. I think they're in here. Oh, we need that last motor. Where's the last motor gone? Did I just move it? Yep. Need the motor. Bearings. We need some bearings. We need this pulley. We need the grub screws. We need some linear bearings. Some self-tapping screws there. Oh, that's some wires. Don't get those out. Tiny little box from Mellow. What this? Oh, that's the stealth burner LEDs. Might need that later. Aha! This is what I'm looking for. Tiny little brass graphite bearings. Graphite, brass, graphite, whatever you want to call them. Righty-ho. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Let's go. Do we also want to do the drag chain? Thanks for giving away on the Rat Rig Discord. You're welcome. No worries. It's nice to give back to communities occasionally. Well, it's quite nice to do it all the time. It's just not affordable to do it all the time. Pretty much like the most expensive part for me really was, I think, shipping it. Shipping stuff is just pricey. As your company gets bigger and you ship more stuff, you can generally get discounts, I believe, that are reasonably significant when it comes to shipping. But because I don't ship enough to be a business that's significant, My shipping is basically just the standard non-commercial rates. Just taking off a small burr here. It's not really a burr, it's just the elephant's foot. Some of the prints I did run the Z was not necessarily super well calibrated. For some reason on tap for me I need a different offset for a different hot end, which in my head makes absolutely no sense because it's based on the nozzle tip and in theory nothing else. But anyway. So I think these are the bearings we need to get on. So these are basically the graphite brass type bearings. Maybe we can do the zoom clock. But they're in a LM8LUU form factor, so they're fully interchangeable. So I'm going to put these on the y-axis, which means, sorry, just going to move the bin so I can actually get stuff into it. Just got to slide these rods backwards a bit, which shouldn't be too difficult. When I did it before, it was not a problem. All you really need to do is loosen a couple of screws which hold stuff in, and then bibbidi bobbidi bum, they slide out. So that one there, that loosens that end, and then this one here loosens that end, and then as if by magic, it should just slide out. How freaking good is that? Just make sure I'm putting it in the right place. Yes. That goes on there. This goes back through here. Back into place. Tighten that on there. This down here. Ooh. That was a crack, which is not great, but hopefully it's alright. It doesn't look like a crack in the part. It might have been just something near the interface with the heatset insert. Can't see any problems there. Oh yeah, we need to do the other one as well. Loosey-goosey this. And this. This. And this. Slide that. Bone goes in. Slide it back. There we go. So that's that on there. So this is like one of the end things. You can kind of see. I'm going to make a note to do some camera research because I keep forgetting. I mentioned it in the stream. And then as soon as the stream finishes, I completely forget about it. So I'm just going to put a little note. For myself. I suspect it will end up very expensive because it's like you have to get a capture card. Because at the moment I use a USB capture card, Camlink 4K, but you can only use one per computer apparently, for reasons don't really know. I've not tested with two, but they say you can't do more than one. And then to do more, you need like a full-on capture card, and then you need one with multiple ports. So they're like £300, and that's before you've even got a camera. Pricey stuff. So if you want to help, you can always buy stuff at the shop. That was not what I meant. That was not the intention of bringing that topic up. But still. So yeah, those are the bearings on there. Now I suppose we can start assembling these. Again, can't really remember the right order to do this stuff. But it's quite open printer, so it's quite easy to change things as you go a bit. Pretty sure... Which way up does this go? Laptop screen. What I do like is this... because I have this laptop, you'd think it'd be a capture card for this, but it uses NDI, so this goes over the network, which is absolutely insane and pretty cool. It'd be quite nice to have an NDI camera, because then I wouldn't have to bother with the HDMI capture stuff. The problem is, NDI modules are also about £400 or something, so, and then the cameras are like specialist cameras and all this kind of jazz, so. As far as I know, NDI is not an open source technology or something. I think I was looking at it a little while ago, and partly because of that, and partly maybe because it's used in more like enterprisey stuff. It's just flipping expensive, even though there's probably really no need for it. It'd be cool if someone could just design an NDI module as open source, and we can just make PCBs for NDIs as an add-on module for a camera. If anyone is an electronics engineer and software development that wants to do that with me, let's do it. What time is it there? It is 2:20 in the afternoon. After you said that, it made me think, did I say on my tweet that I was going live at 3 p.m? Or did I say 2 p.m? Hopefully I said 2 p.m. Who knows? So as with the other pulleys, there's access holes for the grub screws. So even after stuff's assembled, you can go back and change it if needed without having to disassemble everything to get access. I'm working on my own AMS system. I think it's a good idea. I'm going to make it open source. Yeah, multi-material stuff at the moment is pretty popular, and I don't think that's going to stop. One of my favorite uses, really, for systems that are kind of intended for multi-material, I think I missed some, yes, is actually just material continuation. Because a lot of the time I'll get to like, with 1 kilo spool, if it doesn't have multi-material, I'll print with it and I'll need to do like a bed of parts, but I've only got 100 grams of filament. And I don't really want to risk the kind of material switch halfway through a print. So I'd end up just not using that spool or using it for some other kind of pointless project called testing or something later. It'd be much better to be able to have a spool and a system that just is designed for going from one spool to the next, of the same color, the same material, just continuing to not waste filament, basically. So we need M3 by 25 screws to hold this on here. Don't let me drive your development particularly. I just... that was not my intention of saying that. Just sharing my thoughts on multi-material systems. Oh, we do need this, one of those. No, it's cool to see what features I can add. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, by all means, go for it. Don't let me stop you, for sure. Have you tried ERCF? Oh, man. Sort of. No. Sort of, yes. So, ERCF V2, as that came out, I bought a kit. I have the electronics. And then I looked at printing the parts, and I was just like, this will be simple, surely. You just take the STLs and you print them. But the bloomin' selection process to understand what flipping STLs to print, I'm sorry, it's just a mess. I could not work out, for love nor money, what parts I was supposed to print. Could I just print all of them and throw half of them away? Probably. But it just kind of made me mad that it was so overcomplicated. We're going to need these steel rods. I don't think there's much else that goes on this. The clamps for the belts. I printed some slightly larger hex trays as well. In fact, I might try using those today. Why not? They're right here. So they're stackable. Like these ones that I've been using up to now. They're stackable trays, which obviously, like, stack, but are trays. But now I've made some slightly larger ones, so there's only 4 compartments instead of 6. But they're a little bit wider, a little bit deeper. We shall figure out if they're better. The LCF, like, the principle is good. If just selecting those parts, if I knew what I was supposed to be printing, because it made me think that the assembly process is going to be similar in that it's sort of done, but it's sort of not as simple as it should be. And when I mean, in principle, there really is no problem with this, right? For pretty much everyone out there, they're not going to worry about it. They'll work out what parts. If they print a couple they don't want, it's fine. The problem with me, and it is a problem with me, is that if I see a design that I don't quite like or something that I feel that could be done better, it will niggle at me and I will want it to make it better, and I'll just spend hours and hours and hours working on something to try and make it better. And I don't want a project. Which ERCF, I feel like at the moment, would become for me if I started to work to kind of try and do that. At the same time, it's kind of difficult for me because I do enjoy that kind of process, but I need to be progressing stuff rather than just going around in circles doing development on things the whole time. So these two little bits are just clamps for belts. The belt tension is kind of manually pull it, but it works pretty well. Well, fine enough for this printer anyway. That goes there, and the drag chain goes in here. Do I put it on now? Don't think I need to, so I think we won't. And then the clamp just clamps. I bought a V1 kit and didn't realize V2 was finally put together. Yeah. I think you can get an upgrade kit though, which is obviously less expensive. You might want to check that out. I have V1, but still to assemble it in a printer. Yeah, lots of people are the same. They end up getting as far as I can with actually building the thing, but then never get it in a printer, which tells me that there's some implementation or just instructional manual issues, firmware issues. I don't know, but how often do you do live streams? I try to do once a week. It's normally Thursday afternoon, my time. But sometimes I do other times. I've tried to make the Thursday afternoon one like a structured same time every week, but the things I have to deal with at the moment, it's almost not possible. Like, I do need to do a couple of heat set inserts in this. Life just gets in the way of trying to have that consistent schedule. Where are the rest of the heat set inserts gone? Uh-huh. One ESCF from you would be awesome. Do you mean like a me designed one? I mean, I was thinking of trying to do an AMS system. Again, it's just more projects. I have to really focus on what I'm trying to do next and actually do it, because it can be quite easy to come up with new ideas of stuff that would be cool and you'd love to have. But I need to actually do the things as well. Ideas only gets you so far. Well, it doesn't really get you anywhere, an idea. It's only execution that actually achieves anything. Just plugging in a little extension cord for me. What's it? The only downside of the wire on this inset press is that the wire's not too long. It's fine if you've got like PowerPoints and stuff on your desk, but because this is like in the middle of the room, it's just not ideal. I think it's just these two that we're missing in here. Did I turn it on? I didn't. Not going to work if it's cold, is it? You dipstick. Annoyingly, these bearings come in a pack of 4 and we're only using 1, but that's life, I guess. There we go. That's all I needed to do. I can't really talk about upcoming projects. I mean, I need to do product releases. This needs to be released. This is VLMP Pro. I just need to finish that off. I've got another VLMP product that needs to be released. I have another printer build that I'm doing for a client, which you won't see, but again, it's time and stuff. So this is the idler. We've got to get an M5 nut and some bearings. Can be a little bit fiddly to assemble, if I remember correctly, but only need one. Hang on. So it's this, oh, yeah, it's this bit here. Inside here is the idler. So M3 by 25. Again. I mean, I just had them out. I must be able to find them. Through 25. Oh, I need to do these ones in the end as well. Oh no. No, 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 no. Also M3 by 25. So let's see if I can do this. This goes on here. I also need to make some videos in terms of projects. You may have noticed I've not made any proper videos in absolutely forever. I've just been doing live streams. So that goes on there. That then allows that to go forwards and backwards, and that's your tensioning. So these go in here. Lovely jubbly. And then this goes on the top of here. And this goes through here. And then this goes on here. And then you put that in here and tighten this. Three? No, it's going to be at least four. The RCF works on clipper printers only, right? Well, I believe it's... Oh, I think I was meant to put a nut on this, and I've not. I don't mean a nut, I mean a washer. Yes, Adam, you dipstick. M5 washers. What? Try that again. So instead, this goes on here first. And then we go through here. Just basically have to undo everything we did. Okay. So this is the screw that basically holds everything tight after you've got your tensioning correct. So you keep that loose-ish for now. And that allows this to kind of slide forward and backwards. Doesn't need to be super smooth. As you tighten those screws, that'll pull this backwards, which will pull the idler obviously further away. And that gives you your tensioning. 3 Wolf Engineering, hello. Lots of very different people today. So good to have some different people. I guess different time, different people. That's that. I think we'll still be able to get the belt in here fine. It doesn't have to go too far. Saying that now might be wrong. So this is obviously one end, and this makes up the other end. Those two kind of go together. And they've got to have this once-doobly in the middle. Do we want other stuff on here now? I suppose we probably do. This piece, that's a heat set insert, I think, there. Do we leave it for now? No. Got to go in here. First time you found the channel. Well, good to have you here. Welcome. All right. Oh, why can't I isolate it? Because it's part of this. Mm. Yes, heat set insert here. What? I could have sworn I turned it on. It's a M3 by 8. No. Three by 16. Right, we need M3 hex nuts. Thought I'd removed all the hex nuts from the build, but maybe not. Oh, is it just these 6? Yes. These are the only 6. Won't it wobble? Wobble, absolutely not. It's super rigid. The frame is super rigid anyway. This is all flipping steel. Like... I'm going to need a long screw to help me do this. Well, why is this so tight? Not this tight the first time. Can't put it in any further than that. Bonkers. What the hell? So if we can do it through these. Come on. Yeah, I should probably do this through a washer. No, I think it's okay. Maybe I should change these to heat set insert parts as well. The reason I didn't is because I'm using nylock nuts so that you don't have to like wrench them tight down in order for everything to hold in place properly. We have an M3 washer. I think we have like one in the whole build. I think it's because there's an M3 washer on Stealth Burner. It's the only one in the whole printer. Yep, one M3 washer. I'm going to use it to help me do this. Normally I'd just grab one from another box, but I don't want to contaminate my bomb counting because I'm using the specific bomb kit to get this right. And if I start bringing in other parts, I'll end up accidentally using them, and then the count is not right, and then all this kind of jazz. I would say these are probably a little bit too tight. Don't know how I managed that. That's that one. God, this is the slowest 6 screws ever, right? One more. And then finally we can move on. Oh, come on. Whoop, so it isn't. Can you hear that? Hang on a minute. Oh dear. Just the washing machine ripping itself apart. Hello, Stephen. Right. So, the M3 washer. Put that back in there. M3 by 30 screws to hold them down. Three by 20, 3 by 50, and 5 by 30, and 3 by 30. What's this? M3 nylock, those are all used now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have the bearing block. The bearing sits in the bearing block. The bearing cap goes on the bearing block. And then these go through the bearing block. Apart from they don't quite go because of the elephant's foot again. Never has an animal's feet been so interrupting. Right. There we go. Goes through there, that goes through there, goes down there. Fingers crossed. I want to keep it a little bit loose at the moment. I am thinking of doing a kit. It's not settled yet of if it's going to be or not, because it's just difficult to work out if it's going to be popular enough. Oh, it'd be easier to put this on first. The original design, the 20-year-old design, was called Darwin, and this one that I'm building today is one that I've based on that to look almost the same, and it's called Darwin Evo. It's fully open source and available on printables if you want to guard the files. Come on. Thank you, I'm glad you like it. It's really a printer that's sort of based around enjoying building and, of course, being open source. So it's not necessarily the highest performance printer, and obviously this design is not enclosed and all this kind of stuff, but it's a lot of fun to build and it's pretty cool and it looks epic. And it does still print pretty well, but mainly obviously your open stuff like PLA, PATG rather than ABS or ISA. Now, the other bit is these side bearing blocks, which we have this for. This is a tiny bit of tape. This is like the smallest roll of tape I could buy, because you only need the most minuscule amount. Something smells kind of funky. I think it's the washing machine. That seems okay. What is it that smells funky? Sorry. Maybe it's something outside. No. Weird. So yeah, get this in the back. This bearing stack goes on here. I'd say get it tight and then back off 1/2 turn, maybe a whole turn. You want to be able to rotate it basically. And then we'll tighten it up once it's on the rail so you get them perfectly aligned. So yes, the tape. So when you print this piece, even if it looks like you have absolutely no warp and everything's absolutely fine, for some reason it still causes the bearings to kind of mount a bit like this. And no matter what I did, I couldn't get that to go away. It might be just because there's a gap in the middle and some way the print is kind of designed, it causes that. I don't really know exactly. I didn't do enough tests to work out because originally this was only going to be one build. So I was just like, well, let's just get on with it. So what I've done, or what I did before, oh, I'm still getting that smell. It really doesn't smell good. Oh, it's this tape. Oh my goodness. Okay. You basically want to shim this upwards. So you want a piece of tape about the same length as the block. And tape it into this gap here. You could also just tape it onto the block, just make sure you get it in the right place. So before I did 2 pieces of tape. And that was enough, once tightened down, to perfectly align things. Now, although I'm doing 2 pieces of tape here, I don't know this is going to be correct for this exact printer. The warp will be probably very slightly different. And to be honest, you could get away probably with not doing this. But the reason I do it is it makes sure that everything is as low friction as it can be. If you don't do this, the bearings are not perfectly aligned and they add more resistance. So they'll obviously like wear out quicker and this kind of stuff, which if you can avoid, you would want it. So that's why we do it. And then afterwards, I'm going to somehow tape this so I can use it again. Yeah, it's the tape. For some reason, it's particularly smelly. Never heard of Kapton tape being smelly, but there you go. Maybe that's why it was cheap. So, let's make sure we don't have any elephant's foot causing problems. So we got this and this. Now these have a kind of orientation. You'll see on one side there's like a lower part which is recessed. Very difficult for me to show you on the screen because everything is small. You see, in this corner down here, like all the way along to nearly the end. So that's kind of a small recess for the belt path. So that one, which looks like that, goes on this side. This corner where it comes back out goes towards the center, towards the bearing. And then the bottom you want to match up to that. And then the bearing obviously goes in the middle. You can open it on the CAD and see exactly what I mean. And again, we just tighten it down and we'll back it back out a bit. This one, so there should be a bill of materials linked somewhere, which has approximate costs. But they are approximate because it kind of depends what you already have. The maximum cost, I'd say, is around £1,600. But that's if, like, you don't have anything. Because that includes like 170 quid's worth of filament. Of which most of it, well, a lot of it you don't use because you only need like a tiny bit of black, a tiny bit of clear, and a tiny bit of green. So as if you've already got like a highlight color and some see-through, or you don't even, or you choose not to do the see-through bits, like you can instantly save huge amounts of money. So yeah, it does depend a little bit, and you could choose like some cheaper components in place of more expensive things if you wanted to. You don't necessarily need a 7-inch touchscreen on the front of it because it's on Clipper, so you've already got a good web interface. Not putting the screen on will save you quite a bit of money, and arguably you get the same performance. Oopsie daisy. So these are our two rods. We want to make sure that these slide nicely. Yes. That's good. And then when we tighten them up, hopefully they still slide nicely. That's the real trick. Because it's when you tighten them that they start to be impacted by the design of the rest of it. Yes! So without those little bits of Kapton tape, which is literally tiny fractions of a millimeter thick, it would tend to bind once you've tightened them up. Whereas this stays nice and smooth. So no problems there. We're going to add a couple more things before we put it on the printer though. I'm not sure if this is best done. Yeah, maybe not. We'll leave these off for the second. What screws? M3 by 16. So for holding, clamping the things for the bearings, M3 by 16. Ah, there's only 4 of those. So do we have that other bag of, was 15, now 16? When I did the design, I did some M3 by 15 and some M3 by 16. I don't know why. Whereas they can all be the same length of, I believe, 15 or 16. It doesn't really matter. M3 by 12. M3 by 16. $700 for SVO 7 Plus. I don't even know what an SVO 7 Plus looks like. So, we've not cut a belt yet. We need to do that. But then we need to get this lot assembled. I suppose we could do it mostly off the printer. And then just do the belt clamp things afterwards. Okay, let's do that. So this is a nice a Gates Power Grip LL2GT belt. This is a single 6-meter piece from which we can cut the lengths that we need. I can't remember what length I need, so I'm going to check the bill of materials instead, because that will have it written directly. Z drives, bed assembly, Y idler, X, belt clamp, pulley, bearing rod, belt, open length. 1 meter, apparently. 1 meter it is. Oh, do I have a... I think I had this problem last stream, didn't I? Right, I used to have 2 tape measures, and then one broke, and now it's always in the wrong room. Yes, it's in here. Some things you just need 2 of when you've got 2 workspaces. Those are things are vernier calipers and tape measures. $1 meter long. Put a couple extra millimeters in. I'm sure this will be too long and we'll cut it down a bit, but that's fine as long as it's not too short. I really need to blow my nose, sorry. I'm just going to mute myself. Right. So, I think the first thing we'll do is put one end through here. So, with the face going down, let's clear some space. I don't know, my nose is being a bit runny. That's a bit annoying. Yeah, with the face down like this, you want the teeth pointing up. So that pushes in there, and it should... No, you're going to have to curl it a little bit. We need it to kind of curl up so it will come out the hole. There we go. That comes out there. And then we get the belt clamp. Put that over the top. Oopsie daisy. I don't know why that's not quite fitting. I've not changed this design at all, and yet it fitted before. That's weird. I'll make a note for that. Oh, the pen and paper that I had in the last episode has now disappeared. Amazing. So I've just trimmed the end off of this. So it should fit a bit nicer. Yes, that's nice. So I like to have it just so the belt kind of sticks to the edge like this. You can sort of see, yeah, just poking out. So that's one side. So then we go out this way. And then the idler is this side. So now we've got to do this idler bit, which also will be pretty tricky, I think. Just looking for some tweezers. Oh, well, I don't know where my nice ones are. Oh, they're just here. I can't remember how I designed it, if I designed it with a nice rounded back. I did! I'm a genius! There you go. So that just comes, you push it in one side and it comes straight out the other. Am I doing this the right way? Just got to check. Oh, it's over here. I was going to check the other printer, but I can just check the model. Just seeing if I had remembered it the right way. Yes, I have. Shouldn't have doubted myself. That goes in here, that goes in here. And then this goes around here. So this goes up this way. This is nice and easy because there's basically nothing there. Comes in through here, out the back there. There we go. That's kind of how that goes. We take a rod. Oh, see daisy, shove that through there. Through here, through there. Space this out, through here. All the way through. Right to the end. At the other end. Done. Nice. So there's a few holes here we want to add some screws to. These are not going to be in the right place at all at the moment. We'll get that all set up once it's on the printer. In terms of the rods, and because these are the grub screws that are going to hold everything in place. Yep, so that's obviously the gantry. Ta-da! What I will do is get this, get that belt back through there, and get a clamp on here. Oh, I can't see the chat. There we go. Stock Vaughan 350 for $700. No, surely not. Right. So with that lot in there and roughly positioned, we have our bearings up here, so we need to probably zoom out. Scoot this lot over a little bit and try and get it installed. Hello, Nuno. So it should just sort of sit on the bearing there and on the bearing the other side. So loosen the screws. Nice. That's on there, that's on there. Lovely jubbly. That's on there. So it's not tight yet, but that's pretty good. So these rods should sit in about like 2 or 3 millimeters at each end. You just make them symmetrical and then tighten the screws. I moved everything down to one end just to help kind of keep it kind of square. Absolutely magic. Now we can get these in place. A little bit. It is really starting to look like a printer. Now it's got this gantry on. It's gone from just a metal frame to being a genuine printer. Now, I think this is probably a bit low. Yeah, the belt we need to adjust. Sorry, not the belt. The pulley on the motor is lower than it needs to be. Lower than I want it to be. However you want to call it. That might be a bit better. No, not enough. Yeah, that looks better. That could be tighter. It's all right, it's just the foot. Two, three, four. There we go. Look at that! Oh, that's not good. Oh, wrong one. This. So I think before we put the belts on, we're likely to have a bit of kind of tramming issue, because with these bearings, if they're not really nicely aligned, they do kind of jam up quite quickly. Yes, you see like that. It's very difficult for me to pull them at the same time with hands. Let's get some belts on and see if that improves things. If not, it might be that the frame is a little bit wider at one end than the other. So, we need a couple more belts. I just want to check what length it is, because it will be in the bill of materials again. Open gates belt, timing 1.8 meters. That's the engineering bomb. Is that 2 at... Let's just check. That thing looks surprisingly sturdy. It is super sturdy. It is legit a good printer. It's not the highest performing printer, but it is a good printer. Tape measure, where was it? Here. So what we're expecting about 2 times 400. Yeah, so about, we'll cut them at 900 mil. One thing I've heard is that the printer looks much better in person than it does on websites and images and video, which is unfortunate for me. Because that's kind of how I share things. But it is what it is. So, again, got these belt clamps. In fact, I'm going to start over here. So again, it's designed, hopefully, so you just jam it in one side, push it against the printed part, and forces the belt back out. There we go. That goes over there. You loosen these a little bit. And your belt goes in one of these. Again, just like one tooth sticking out. Like so. And then you go around the other end, around the outside, around the outside. And then loosen it off. Jam it in the other side. So yeah, it's maybe 50 mil too long. We'll cut it off so it just goes to the other clamp. But that's fine. That's one side done. Might be that we benefit from a little bit of lubrication as well. So now I'm going to undo this side. Right, and we need another 900 millimeters belt. How long was this? 40 millimeters, so it can be let's say the Y belt's 40 millimeters too long. I'm going to continue as per my instructions though, just because that's what I'm testing. And we do the same again. So stick it in the end with the motor till it pokes back out the top. Under the belt clamp. Screw it down. Around here. Let's rotate this as well. Yeah, see that now? Oh, he says. Oh, I've not retightened this up here, have I? Let's put this back on. Let's move it all the way to the end. And then tighten this. Don't move when I do it. This needs to be cut shorter. And then how do we look? I feel like there is a bit more friction this end than there should be. One way we might be able to fix that is just by loosening the screw that holds this in. The skipping a bit is just because of the motors, I think. The back EMF. Then we've got this in here. I'm really happy with that. Let's get that tensioned a little bit too. Just tighten the screws a little bit here. Lovely jubbly, and then tighten this big bolt on the top. Not too tight. Yes! That's looking good. Super duper printer. It sure does look good in person. So it's Murph. Yes! Did we talk? Hopefully we did. I tried to talk to as many people that were kind of looking at the printer as possible. But obviously there was a lot of people. It was very busy. Medieval mic's getting caught. Right. How we doing? An hour and a half. So, The next bit, we hopefully can sort of just follow the stealth burner instructions. Because it is a stealth burner. We're talking hot end extruder assembly. That's some LEDs. We've got the motor. We've got the Bondtech gears. Again, genuine Bondtech gears. You maybe, if you're that way inclined, you could use clone gears instead, which are cheaper. These are genuine Bondtech ones, so quite expensive. Not that I would encourage that necessarily, or would reinforce anything to do with performance, but they are cheaper. We've got the Revo Voron hot end. With some nozzles and whatnot, doodad dee-dahs, diddly doodly doos. This is the 40 watt heater. We're going to be using this 60 watt one. So I think we just remove that for now. And we use this bit. But we don't really need the spring. We could put the spring on the heater. We're also going to need our Big Tree Tech Nomi, some fans, the Toolhead board. We need lots of stuff for this bit. This is an expensive assembly. Of all the assemblies, I think the Toolhead is the most expensive part because there's a lot of technical stuff in a very small space. Right. So, these are Big Tree Tech boxes, but I think that these are just the bigger things. They don't have the other bits in as well. That's the screen. We don't need to do that bit yet. That is the control board. We don't need to do that bit yet either. Motor-wise, we don't need. Drag chain, we don't need just yet. Aha, this is the Nomi box. Big Tree Tech Nomi. And then we have, I think we need these. Some DuPont connectors. DuPont. Don't think we need those. Zip ties, heat sets, DIN rails, don't need. 4010 fans. We just need one, I believe. At the moment, I appear to have purchased two. Hopefully that doesn't mean I've missed another fan in its place. We should have a 5015. Here we go. 5015 fan, or 5015, however you want to remember it. Don't need to do that bit yet. Don't need that bit. This is the little knobby thing. That's can. Where's our toolhead board? Maybe this? Haha! There's the toolhead board. Hopefully it's the right one. Big Tree Tech also supplies this cable. I think the connector is nicer than what I have, but it's too big and just doesn't fit, unfortunately. So we use a different cable, which is sad because the one we're using, I don't think it's quite as nice. But it is what it is. Don't need those, and those, and those. Need those. Aha, the Pinder probe, the Prusa's genuine official Pinder probe. Right. Shove that back down there. That box is rapidly emptying out, which I'm happy to see, because it means we're making progress. So, hello James, how are you doing? So, this is the probe we use for our bed leveling. It's a small, oh, hello, that's not what I meant to do. It's just a small inductive probe. It's the one from Prusa that they use on, oh, excuse me, goodness knees. Oh, goodness me, just about muted you in time there. Oh, that was a big sneeze. Yeah, this is the one they use on the Mark III. Well, I'm almost certain it's Mark III. Might be Mini, and I can't remember what they do on the Mark IV. No, Mark IV definitely doesn't. That has the force sensory thing, doesn't it? Don't have a Mark IV. Hopefully upgrading my 3 to a 3.5. I have a kit for that. Some of these printed parts have some big burrs. Big elephant's foot. Hopefully that won't be a problem when it comes to functionality. Right. Oh, I need the clippy thing. Nomi needs a clip. There's a clip that holds it in. Ah, we should probably do the setup and firmware for that as well before we install it. So I maybe won't install that fully today. I have a little custom firmware which I made specifically for this printer. Ah, we need these as well. We've got like the levers and stuff in the green color. That's all in the Repback logos, and then we need the little, I think it's called the guidler. Little latch. Oh no, that's the latch. We've got 2 of those, and we've got 2 of those, and we only need 1, so that was silly. I suppose in the event that they break, there we go, we've got 2 of those as well. Okay, now I've just got a huge mess of parts. Should we go find some stealth burner instructions maybe, and that will be something we can follow. So just gone assembly manual stealth burner PDF. I'm going to download that. Before we get there. Don't I have a better PDF reader? Maybe not. That looks a bit rubbish, doesn't it? So professional. Okay. Oh, I need to blow my nose again. I don't know why. Back in 2 seconds. I think it might just be I've been printing ABS in this room and it's in the air tonight. Excuse me. So these are the different bits that we've got to do. Obviously ours won't look quite the same because I've made it into a block, but they're roughly correct. The order in which to do things and the screw length, etc., should all be the same. Oh, I've missed a heat set inset there. Oh, goodness me, going to be sniffling. Sniffling? Sniffly. You know what I mean. So this got to go in this side here. Let's check this one as well. 1, 2 on the front, 1 on the side, and 1, 2, 3 on the back. That's good. Optional toolhead one. Ah, we missed that. That's that bit. We don't have this piece. Oh yes, we need to do these, so let's keep this out for sure. Right, I think I'll cut you off from the instructions now. Probably don't need them. the guy latch rather, and then this piece over here. M3 by 16 screwed, hold them together. I think they fit rather well, they used to. Nice. Do we have an M3 by 16 screw somewhere? Brilliant. What's that? Hopefully that's it for inserts, so move that away. Yes, the Bontech gear doobly-doos. Now, want this and this. The 2 needle bearings, the shaft. And we also need some grease to put on there. Nice, that's that in. You just finished disassembling a V0. I see. I'm doing good, thank you. I'm feeling relaxed after having to do a lot of stuff in the last few weeks. Lots of pressure and nervousness. But now I'm feeling a little bit more relaxed, so I thought I'd do a live stream to catch up a little bit on my delays. But now I'm sniffling for some reason, which I was not expecting and not enjoying. But there you go, that's the way it is. Oh, I can't stop doing it now. We've got this thumb screw. Bontech thumb screw assembly. That goes through this piece, through here, onto here. I don't know why I did this in green and this in ASA rather, but I did, so that's the way it is. Now we need the MR85 bearings. I didn't realize they would come in this package, so I bought some separately. There are some separate on the bomb, but clearly won't be required. What I will do is use a screw to pull it into place, trying to keep it as straight as possible. Looks okay. Ah, the M3 by 6 flathead screw. I don't think I have one. For some reason, I'm guessing that I've not put down that on the bomb. Ah, I have. M3 by 6. 6 of them, apparently, in total. Oh, sorry, that was probably gross. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Let's see if I can find him. M3 by 6 flathead screws. A. Aha, is this them? In black? Yes. Don't know what the others are for. We've got one for this. Oh, happy birthday, Maker Viking. I didn't know. Happy birthday to you. Medium strength thread locker. Where are you? Over here. Small amount, not a loads amount, I don't. There we go. And then the drive assembly. Luckily we have this new one. I'm sure it's better, hopefully. It's fully integrated, so we don't have to adjust the thing on the thing. It just goes to hopefully the right position. Hopefully it is the right position for this. If it's not, that'll be a bit of a bummer. Why is that not going in? Huh? Goes in there. Should go in here too. Can he get it in? What is going on? Shouldn't need any force. This one goes in fine. Let's make sure it's fully pushed down in the hole. Well, that is bizarre. What the dickens? Does it fit on this end? It just doesn't fit. What? This is absolutely weird. That is just not going on. Right. Oh, these are totally different. Doesn't go on a tool there. Oh, goodness me. And it doesn't go on a tool there, but that one, which looks almost identical, fits easily there and easily there. So why does this one not? Love Nor Money is getting that on. Wonder if a little bit of filing will help. Seems unlikely, but more likely to make it worse, probably, but I've got to try something. I have some little needle files somewhere. At least I used to. Hopefully I still do. Maybe I do not anymore. The other thing I suppose I could try is heating up the bearing. But I feel like I'm not going to get enough heat to make a big enough difference. Because I don't have a great heat source. No. All the bearing, all the little files just fell out. Right, this is going to be a do as I say and not as I do. Because I wouldn't really recommend filing a bearing. And I don't even know if it's going to work at all anyway. Because it's probably hardened steel. It feels like it's not even close. What am I trying to do? This step where the bearing is in there, and you simply pop it in, but it simply doesn't pop in because simply the diameter is too small. This bearing is just out of spec, I think, because this bearing, which also came in the same pack from Bontech, the genuine parts, fits both ends fine, but this don doesn't fit either end at all. By what seems to be quite a significant margin. But because the diameter is very small, I'm not sure vernier digital calipers are going to measure it very well. And the bearings which I had bought, which I thought were the alternative, are just completely the wrong spec entirely. So, yeah. So what do we do now? The other thing we could do is reduce the diameter of this. Anything I do is not going to be a great result, I feel like. It looks like it's like 0.1 millimeters out, which is quite a lot for a machined bearing. I mean, I can't really see that anyway. God, I just can't believe it doesn't fit. It makes no sense. Why would it not fit? I don't think it's going to help, but something they do to make stuff fit is heat it up because it will expand. But I don't think the amount of heat I can get out of this tiny little thing will make any meaningful difference. Nope. You can leave a burn mark in the table, but we know get bearing on shaft. Do I have anything I can cannibalize? That's the question. I do have boxes of parts. Whether they're the right parts is an entirely different matter. Aha. This is Bontech BMG. Ah. The shaft is bigger on that. This looks like a clone, maybe. I think this is a clone. I'm not really sure. The shaft is smaller. So the MR85ZZ was, or would be, the right bearing size for the old design, because it's a thicker shaft. But the new shaft is smaller, so the old bearing size is incorrect. So it's even less likely that I'm going to have a bearing. I suppose I could just replace the entire extruder assembly. I don't mean extrude, you know what I mean. What's in here? Just clarity models? Yep. Ah, that's annoying, isn't it? So I'm going to use this and not this. Do I keep the baggy for the Bontech BMG drive gears IDGA kit? Doesn't work, mate. No fit. No fit, no good. Let's try this, potentially a clone. I don't know if it is or not. I suppose I could use the genuine gears and then just use the clone version of this. Oh, if I had the grub screw I would. There's no grub screw in here. Ugh. What size grub screw is it? Does it happen to be the same as the one that I have extras of? I bet it's not. No, I think this is M4 and that's M3. Yes. Yeah, that is not going to fit in that hole. Oh, poops. Poopsicles. Okay, so... That's a shitload of good, isn't it? So that's not going to work either. These even look a little bit different. Why does this one look different to this one? They look completely different, these two bearings. When you look closely, they're not the same. I wonder if I'm going to measure with them calipers anyway. We'll see the difference, even if it's not an accurate representation of what the size actually is. But we might be able to identify a difference between the two. So this is the one, I think, with a bigger hole. On verniers, that measures 2.97. The shaft measures 2.98. And this one measures 2.89. 2.98. 2.98. 2.95. So I was right. It is about 0.1 millimeters off. I don't think I'm going to be able to accurately file 0.1 millimeters. From the inside of a bearing. It's just not going to happen, is it? We can try the aggressive method. Da, 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 da. No comprende. Even a hammer ain't getting this thing in. Oh, it started. I've started, so I shall continue. Oh, now I've just made a big hole in my desk. Yeah, that's now really stuck on. The bearing doesn't turn. And it's never coming off. Bloomin' useless. It was just way out of spec. Should have never made it to me. Quite honestly. Okay. So, instead, I suppose we can just sort of carry on and not put the gears in, and we'll put them in later. Because I don't have a grub screw for this bleeding thing either. That's frustrating, isn't it? Unless I'm being blind and there is a grub screw in the bottom of this bag somewhere. No. Oh, excuse me. I seem to be getting ill. So if I end up ill this week, there won't be a stream on Thursday anyway. Oh dear. Oh well. So we'll just carry on assembling it without it, and we'll have to undo it later. So some M3 by 25s. M3 by 25. We're 2 hours 20 minutes in already. You definitely don't want a tight fit. Yeah. So the shaft can move and self-align with the filament. Exactly. Yeah. I know. I just wanted to see if it was even close to fitting. Oh, goodness me. Which way around are we going here? This way. This one in here. And this one down here. This was what goes in here. Align filament check, but we don't have any filament. I mean, we don't have the what's it dooblies to go in the right place anyway. Another M3 by 25 to hold this in place. No, that's not going through either. Should go through here fine. Nope. Okay. Oh, can't see anything now. Thanks for checking. Thanks for joining in, and I'll see you soon. You're welcome. There we go. Now we need the motor. We don't need all this wire because we're using a toolhead board. So we only need like 2 inches or something of wire. I'm not going to recrimp it now. Yeah, like what I might do, chop off some. No, we'll just leave it for now, and I'll deal with it when the time comes. M3 by 30 these ones. M3 by 30. Oh, I think, is it 1, 2? 1. 1 for now. Goes from here, let's go through here. Loosen off a bit so we can have some rotation. And then we put the screw in the other side with an M3 by 8 and that one M3 washer for the entire build. Now I have to find that one washer again in this huge bag of pieces. There it is, nice on top. Oh, come on. A little bit of a faff, this bit. Oh no. So again, I mean, we'll tighten it for now because we just don't want it to come off. But you need to adjust that, but we can't adjust it to the right place until we have the gears sorted. This is annoying, it's constantly in the way. We do have another part that we need to fit though. Is it here? No. There's like a little guide that holds the cable in place. I remember seeing it. Question is, what did I do with it? Oh, you muppet, what have I done with it? It's not those pieces, those are spare, that's extra, that's this, that's that. Well, blow me over. pretty sure I put a heatset insert in it. I think it uses one, so I maybe did it last time, but I can't see it now. One of those pieces that's easy to find when you can't, when you're not looking for it. As soon as you're looking, it's impossible to see. Here it is. Oh. So this goes, it does need a heatset insert, of course it does. I'll be right back, just going to blow my nose without. Right, sorry about that. Keep having to blow my nose. Oh, it looks like a light has just spawned on the wall. It's sun. No. Hello, Steve. Good to see you. I'm building Milo this afternoon. Or morning. I do not have one yet. Maybe soon. Oop. Let's get this on here. That on there. This on here. This is it's annoying. This wire's a little bit more. Yeah, that's better. Now I need a knife. The more I watch, the more ads I get. I ended up getting premium now. I watch quite a lot of YouTube, so it felt sensible too. I don't actually watch that much 3D printing YouTube anymore. I think it's different when you're doing it to also watch it. Where was the assembler? Here. So this goes on here. We're going to need the ball end one for this. 2.5. The thing about YouTube Premium, although you are paying YouTube, you also pay a significant more towards the creators you're watching. I know from the revenue that I get, minimal though it is, the money per portion of people watching is significantly higher than all the ad revenue for just the premium, if that makes sense. Like I might get, these are just numbers plucked from nowhere, but per person, I might get 10p for someone that's been watching all the time, watching ads. And for the same person, same one person that's paid for YouTube Premium, I might get £1 if they've watched equal amounts of equal videos. You just get a lot more. The creator gets a lot more when it's from YouTube Premium than it is from ads. That's from my experience anyway. That's why I decided I was happy to get it, I think, really. Because I can't remember how much is premium. It's like £6 or £7 a month, isn't it? For me, the amount of YouTube I watch, I was like, for £7 a month, it's still really a bargain. Even if I could do it by just not paying. M3 by 16. It's weird that YouTube don't seem to share that bit of information as much. I've not looked in a little while at my own statistics, but I'm pretty sure it was like per person, it was significantly more. You're way too organized, Steve. 11 euros a month for premium. It is quite a bit, isn't it? But I watch a lot of YouTube. Way more than I probably should, but there you go. I have it on while I'm working. All these sorts of other things. But as I said, I don't really watch a lot of 3D printer YouTube much. £13. Yeah, if, as a student, I can understand why you wouldn't. That seems reasonable. It's more expensive than I thought it was. But still seems, I don't know, it's difficult. Ads playing during the thing. I thought I turned them off. I can choose how they... I don't seem to be able to just turn them... Oh, I can just turn off monetization. Okay, the ads are now off. There's really no point me having ads on the live stream anyway, because I really get absolutely, basically nothing for it. Yeah, they did, and which is, I don't know, maybe that's why I'm getting less views. I don't know. Maybe it's just because less people are interested. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, I used ad blockers for years. Let's not pretend nobody uses ad blockers. Like from the creator side, yeah, technically I shouldn't like them, but also ads are awful. Which is kind of why I now have a shop, right? I want to support myself rather than rely on things that I don't want to exist. I'd much rather have a shop and then pay other YouTubers that do 3D printing stuff to like promote my shop to be able to help me create. I'm helping them create by finding them. Then I can do designing and YouTube and everybody works out nicely because we all share each other's stuff. I'd much rather that. So we're kind of promoting within 3D printing than just getting ads for some random pointless corporate nonsense in the middle of a video. Anyway, rant over. Forgotten what I was doing now. Yes, building stuff. So that's Clockwork 2, but without the gears because the Bontech gears are nerfed. This is this without the heater because the heater's not done. Is it M3x8? I might be getting the wrong thing. Does it not mention the screws to use? Identifying printed parts, available mounts, ADXL PCB mount, routing, strain relief. I think it's M3x8. Oh, you're on mobile, no ad blocker. Yeah. Well, I've turned ads off now. The thing that's kind of annoying is I think even when I turn ads off, that just means I don't get money for the ads that YouTube shows. I'm pretty sure they still show adverts on live streams and any content. Even if you turn it off, it just means that the creator doesn't get the money from what they normally would. The other thing is, I'm sure that YouTube would also promote videos less that don't have monetization. I'd like it not to be true. But again, it's one of those things you can see it just making sense. If I was that business, I would expect my boss to demand that we don't promote videos that aren't making us money. Oh, here's the M3x8. PTFE tube. Yes, can't remember the length. Should be PTFE tube in here. Slightly bent into a bag PTFE tube, but it's tube nonetheless. And for now, I'm going to chop it long. Just cut this end off anyway. Well, maybe I just start turning off ads and only promote my own things, or things from other content creators. I'd much rather do that. Like, it just makes more sense to me. And even from a business perspective, it kind of makes sense as well. My primary concern is to make sure people watch what they want to watch, get information about what they want. But like 3D printing content creators making products for 3D printing, like we want to sell to people that have 3D printers. Like this is all within the same remit. You are the people we want to sell to, but we're also creating content for you. Like 13.61. I want it to be 11. .5. Hopefully that's close enough. Right. What time have we got to? 2 hours 48 minutes. I don't feel like I'm going to make the progress I want to make. It's got me stressed out about YouTube ads. Oh dear. And the fact that I've not really done wiring, I've just sort of assembled stuff and not really explained much. Remove supports. So then we have to add the wires in. So the wires, instead of manually, assembly them myself. I just bought this because that's what I put on the bomb. It's just a bit easier to deal with than wiring them yourself. It looks like they're going to need some connectors on the ends, but apart from that, should be fine. So we just have to work out how. Yeah, so this one in here. Oh, what am I doing? Get it the right way around here, dipstick. And then fold this round here. In fact, I think it's easier to put the light in first. That doesn't look quite right for some reason. I think that's okay. Now we'll do the second light. Oh, well, that's not good. That's literally just immediately come off. Amazing. Oh dear, okay. Probably don't recommend buying this then. Come on. Oh, I'm going to need to solder this. Oh, my balls. I feel like I've only gone backwards in this. It's supposed to be a nice, relaxing Sunday stream, and all I've done is end up finding problems. Right. Sorry, I'm just going to show my ass to you for a bit while I do some soldering, because it doesn't reach that far. Oh, it's the wrong tip. Ah, blooming Nora. Ah, come on. Cannot catch a break. Ah. Ow. That was really stupid. I was like, oh, the end looks cracked. I can't believe it was actually reading that. It doesn't look like it's fine. It looks broken. And I think it is a bit broken. But then I touched the tip like an absolute idiot. Danger. Soldering irons are hot. Who'd have thought? Says it's 300, but it won't melt the solder. Here we go. Can't get my fingers in the right place to... that might just about hold. Totally haven't burnt myself 100 times. It's funny, isn't it? Even when you know something is dangerous and hot, we still manage to burn ourselves. This is absolutely useless. I think, oh my god. I think I'm just going to be making my own, because this is absolute garbage. Do not buy. Mellow, fix your shit. Right, on that note, I think we'll call it there. Before anything else just goes disastrously wrong. Maybe we can use these wires. No, I think the wires are kind of stiff and they're very, very, very thin. Something more flexible would fit in and work a bit better, I think. Those ones, not impressed. Right. It looks like lots of people came and left during the stream. Although the views not that high. I don't know. Anyway. Barring any major disasters, or me becoming ill again, just mildly sick, I plan to be back here Thursday, where we'll continue, and I might even do some preparation in advance, but that requires me to have more time than I probably actually have available. So maybe we'll be in exactly this situation on Thursday. I'll try and do more in advance. It'd be really nice, wouldn't it, if stuff would just kind of work. But, you know, such is life. The first LED kit I bought worked a lot better than this one. But I can't remember where I got that, so... it is what it is. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining in. Don't forget to check out the new shop, vector3d.shop. We've got the cauliflower, Cali Lantern, genuine CNC kitchen stuff, most of their product range, as well as VLMP kits, hardware, soldering irons, other PCBs, LEDs, all sorts of other stuff. And we've got some discounts and stuff on there too. So yeah, LED PCBs, I can't remember the exact deal. Don't quote me on this. But I think it's, if you buy two, you get 30% off the next two. And you can do that like multiple times as well. So yeah, discounts on LEDs. Hopefully that's good. Yeah, cool. I don't know how to sign stuff off. So yeah, bye. See you soon. Thank you very much for watching.